you've been heavily involved in politics. At what age did you get involved in this movement that you're running now? And then I want you to explain to the people what is EDL. Tell me what age you got involved and what has happened to you as a result of all this. For the people that don't know.
For the people that don't know, I was born in 1982 in a town called Luton, 30 miles north of London. When I was born, we had one mosque. We now have 45. White English are a minority in that town. So I experienced, saw a lot, saw the hostility, saw the violence, saw the jihad. Kids I went to school with joined terrorist groups. Luton was the launch pad for the fertiliser bomb plot, the Stockholm bomber, the limo bomb plot, the 7/7 bomb plot, killing 52, Al-Mujahideen, who are a prescribed terrorist organisation, Omar Bakri, Abu Hamza, some of the world's most famous terrorists. That group's head office was in my town. So I saw so much growing up about what Islam was and jihadist mindset was. I saw all these problems. 2009, I started a organisation called the English Defence League, which was when we formed an alliance of different groups of men in towns and cities based around football clubs, football hooligans,
right,
coming together to say, rather than confront each other on a Saturday, there's terrorists in our towns that are active on our streets, there's rape gangs in our towns, there's groups of Muslims raping and pillaging their way through this country. We need to raise awareness of these problems because no one was talking about them, no one would talk about them. They managed to have the entire country in silence through fear.
Yeah.
Fear of being called a racist, fear of being called extremist, fear of being beaten, fear of being killed, all these different fears, which are legitimate fears. People were scared to talk about these things. And there was the biggest scandal in our country's history, which is what they now call grooming, which is where groups of Muslim men in every town and city kidnapped, raped, prostituted, tortured, murdered young English girls.
Yeah, we used to report on that on my radio show. I was doing radio, and we would report how all these Muslims were raping the white girls, and no one seemed to care. They were being attacked and raped and all kind of stuff, and it seemed as no one over there cared about that. The government didn't care.
No, the government didn't care, the politicians didn't care, the media didn't care.
Yeah.
They didn't care because they're working class white girls. They're working class. There's a class system in the UK, yeah? A big class system. And there's also the Labour Party, your Democrat Party. The Labour Party care about power. They don't care about our daughters. They care about power. And their power and the future power for them in the UK is with the Islamic community, not with white working class kids. So, for example, my hometown of Luton, we have the leader of the council of the mosques. So 45 mosques, they all come together with one leader. That leader sits down with the Labour Party and guarantees them 50,000 or 100,000 votes. At that point, we, the working class, we're irrelevant. We can't guarantee them 100,000 votes. I can't sit down with the Labour Party in my town and say, we'll give you 100,000 votes. So then they don't care about us. They then succumb to the future. And in 2013, I looked at the government growth forecast for the Pakistani and Bangladeshi community, the Muslim community of Luton. By 2030, so in a 17-year period, it was going to increase by 70 to 77%. The white and black community, 1.2 to 1.4%. So the council and the government, you can see why at that point, they don't care about us.
Right.
You can't do nothing for us. They care about the future. And that same growth is what you've now imported into America. It's like the Somali community in Minnesota. They come from the hottest place on the globe.
Yeah.
Why do you think they're in Minnesota? Do you think they chose Minnesota? They've been put in Minnesota. Yeah. You have had plantations of Muslims brought into your country because they know on average they have 5 to 6 children. You have 1 or 2. 1.3 actually. They have 5.6. So like that, couple of generations, and that purple state's no longer a purple state. Those swing states are no longer swing states.
Yeah.
They're Democrat states forever. You won't win another election. That's the plantation of Muslim immigration into your country, which was organised and well organised, and same with our countries.
Yeah.
They've flooded these nations.
And you since doing this work, being involved, are you surprised at the number of white people who've joined with you to fight back?
When we started in 2009, we went bang like that. We become the English
some
Defence
water?
League. Sorry, yeah. The English Defence League become a household name. I went from working on the building site to leading the biggest street protest movement Europe has seen in 6 months.
Amazing.
Because everyone was waiting for that lightning rod. Everyone was waiting for someone to say something.
Yeah.
And when we did say something and we formed a movement, people flooded and flocked to it.
And this was men and women are part of this.
Men and women, but it was mainly men.
Right on.
If you'd come to our demonstration,
Yeah.
it was lots of young men.
I like that.
Lots of young men who were, how shall I say it, boisterous.
Right on.
Young men full of testosterone, the way it should be.
That's right.
The way it should be. Not feminised men,
Yeah.
tough English men.